Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond Podcast.
Live. Saturday night. What did they say? Live from 30 Rock? Live from the dungeon.
Live from New York.
It's Saturday night. What is up? What is up? Excuse me. What is up?
Well, there's a whole lot to talk about.
There's a lot to talk about.
The Astros just keep making moves, don't they?
So many moves. The calendar turns over into February. We're so close to pitchers and catchers reporting. And we need to figure out the outfield.
Ben Gamel is here to save us.
Yeah, we can talk about that. I mean, I think everyone tuning in is definitely going to talk about Ben Gamel. Probably that's it.
Yeah, that's all we want to talk about.
But this is day 82 of Panda Watch. And Alex Bregman is still a free agent. Pete Alonso just goes to the Mets.
I mean, he's pretty much the last one standing at this point, right? Are there any other big names
he's the last one
left
standing
on the board?
Bragg,
what are we doing?
I mean, look, might as well. Like, I honestly want to see how long this goes. Just like, keep it going.
At this point, right now, do we think Bregman taking longer helps him or hurts him at this point?
I feel like there is This is my conspiracy hat theory. I think other than Soto and Ohtani, which they're just aliens, right?
Yeah.
That the owners in their little group message have said we're done playing Boris games.
Collusion.
I think this is what we're like a hostile takeover. They're like, we're done. And I think also every front office is smart in the sense of like, no one wants to do 10-year contracts. They've aged so badly. Anything over 5 just scares people now. And maybe when we look back and zoom out, that Crane was on the leading edge of this.
I was about to say, I mean, if you're the Astros and you look at Correa, Cole, Springer, those guys specifically, the guys that maybe less for Cole, but for sure Springer and Correa, everybody in Houston wanted to figure out how to get them back. But if you look at their contract now and how they've contributed to their teams that signed them, it's questionable. It's going to prove Crane's point.
And
it's tough.
And you go to the fact that I think George Springer's making. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I think his AAV this year is like $28 million. Like, yeah, George Springer, who doesn't is not the George Springer that we saw, obviously. But I just think there's. Contributed? Yeah, I mean, he's had like 10 playoff at bats since he's left. George Springer this year is on the Lux tax, $25 million on the books. Good for Georgie, man.
And Correa has, other than last year,
Correa had a great year last year, but he still missed the whole second half.
Yeah, he had the first 2 years where he played. He did play. He put up 5.3 WAR, and then 1.4 WAR, and then 3.7 WAR. So Correa's doing okay. He's probably the best Astro that left and is performing outside of, I guess, Cole. But I mean, Cole even missed a whole year. Almost.
But I would say Cole. Actually, Chuck.
For sure. Yeah,
Charlie's been the actually best Astro to lead the golden age.
It's a point to where it's like, sure, some of them are doing well, but if you look at their contract compared to contribution compared to what the Astros have got with the people that replace them, like
it kind of sucks in the sense though, like, because you always play for your second contract, like. At that point, when you have the rings, you get the contract, you get the bag. That's always been in sports history. But now, and you always see it like across sports, that the player A gets paid for what he's like, for what he did, and that's always been the history of baseball and the history of any sport. And now owners are like, well, why would we do that? And like they finally got like wise to it. So it's just this weird.
And it kind of made the I would say, not to harp on this too much because, we appreciate the guy and what he's done for Houston, but it kind of makes the McCullers contract interesting from Crane's perspective to give out that extension to a pitcher that has had I appreciated it, and I think I think McCullers earned it
for sure.
Like that's talking about retroactively earning like putting it on for the city and then getting a contract for the future that's also kind of paying for the past.
Yeah.
But that was an interesting move from Crane. That's not something he normally does.
Well, is he going to be gun shy about doing it again? Because he did it with Javi, and Javi.
That's true. Yeah.
Javi's elbow. I mean, obviously that was kind of a WBC thing and just a ton of innings, and I mean, but also I think the McCullers side too is like people obviously are angry.
Yeah.
And he's just the, I guess, low-hanging fruit in this scenario. But, like, it's not like he's actively doing, like, his body's just betraying him. Like, his body, like, everyone tuning in, everyone watching, like, and obviously everyone has, like, an opinion on it, which I would love to hear. But Pedro Baez, when he was with the Astros and they gave him money, we said it before. It's been long enough. Like, he took that money and did not want to play for the Houston. He purposely sat out. He purposely didn't do anything.
There's a difference between like an asshole player guy that's like just wants the money, like an Anthony Rendon type of thing where he like doesn't care and isn't trying.
Yeah,
there's a difference between that and a guy that just wants to get out there and play, but his body keeps betraying him. And I mean, if you're Lance McCullers, what are you gonna do? Like not take the contract?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't want this contract. I don't think I deserve it. I might get hurt again. I know it's a shitty situation, but at the same time, like, there's no one really to blame outside of nothing. It's just
human
his elbow.
DNA, human genetics.
It sucks, but I'm not mad at him.
Speaking of Rendon, did you see this viral tweet?
Yeah.
From not Gotti. Is that a play on the mob? Ted Williams actually played more baseball during the 5 years that included his World War II service time than Anthony Rendon has during the 5 years of his $245 million contract with the Angels so far.
Yep.
That is insane that Ted Williams, also like insane that in his prime just was like, I'm going to be a fighter jet pilot and fight the axis of evil.
Can you imagine if like Bryce Harper just like went into the military for a couple years and then came back and just kept going?
Also, like, how many people were like, they come back from war, they come back from Europe, and they're like, dude,
changed.
Ted Williams was like in my squadron. They're like, dude, you have. They're like,
we're
dude,
eating beans in the trenches, brother.
And they're just like, I think you have PTSD. Like you're hallucinating. That's not real life. Like so many people like in a small town in Iowa, and they're just like, dude, me and Ted Williams were drinking buddies. They're like
Ted Williams and Elvis.
It was just like this whole. That's actually a movie right there. A whole family is just like a whole thing. The women they don't believe them. Like, that's like a family curse.
hey, bring back urban legend,
dude.
Coming of age movies.
Bring them back.
Bring back Coles.
Also, I think there's a lot of fatigue with number 2 right now in the fan base. And I think obviously one is because they want him back so bad, and I think he should be back because he's the face of the franchise, he's a cornerstone. He has an opportunity to be like a Biggio Bagwell for this generation, right, with Altuve. But he also, like, I've seen so many takes that I think there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to negotiate in their normal lives. There's a lot of people that I'm just like, wow, that's not good that you have this mindset because you must be terrible at negotiating. You probably pay sticker. And so, like, when you are tenured and you have this opportunity to be a free agent, you take it. But, like, obviously it's not been good for any client outside of Juan Soto.
Well, let's ask the weekly question. What percentage are you at right
what
now
percentage am I?
that Bregman comes back to the Astros?
2022 Seattle was worth the McCullers contract. Yeah. People forget he threw eight innings.
Yeah, I mean, the dude helped us get 2 World Series championships. Like,
Honestly,
I don't
every time he
understand that.
plays, we go to the World Series.
Yeah, like, I don't
all right, if he
understand
pitches this year, that's
And
a good
he
indicator.
He also did everything he could in 2021. Like, he left his arm on the field.
Yeah.
Um,
Short rest and beat the White Sox because they're talking so much shit.
Montoya Bregman, por favor. Have you seen that clip from that Spanish reality show that's like going viral?
No.
Dude, I'll show it to you later.
What is it?
It's just like it's called like Spanish Temptation Island. It's one of
Okay,
those.
I'm sold.
Yeah,
And it's in Spanish?
yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I've
it's fully
been
Spanish.
on my Duolingo, dude.
Yeah,
That's just right up my alley.
it's this guy. He's like, they have a set where they're on a beach, and they're over to the side, and they have a big TV, and I guess it's the host, and he's watching his girlfriend, like in a room with a guy, and they're
Okay.
like starting to flirt, and he's like freaking out more and more, and then like they start to get undressed, and he's like, no,
They smash?
no, and they start to like smash, and he goes sprinting from I guess that set across the beach to like where they're all staying, and he's like yelling.
Okay,
no!
I saw the running memes. I've seen the
Yeah.
memes. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
know the
Yeah.
thing of it.
I made an edit last night and sent it to him.
Roy, 100%. 21 and 22 were worth the contract.
Oh, Junior said he sent you an edit with it
You sent me an edit on my phone.
last night.
He
was
was
he was a little gone last night, so he might not remember that.
A little. It's just, we had a good.
You had a good night.
We
No,
shot a. I can't say, can we?
Yeah.
Him and Gabe have wrote a movie and a short film, and it was like 6 hours of filming. So we had a good night celebrating. I had like 5 lines. I killed it.
You did.
I was so nervous.
did.
I've been on camera for
People-
5 years now.
People go missing all the time.
People go missing all the time.
Let's catch
I'm
up.
gonna win Best Supporting Actor one day.
Let's catch up on chat. Junior's at 2%. Greg Little's at 10%. Just say it. Dez, Breg's free agency is making the Astros fans look like. I don't know about
That's
that.
harsh, but I think, oh man, I don't know. I think the emotional response to this free agency period is just because how much this guy means to the city.
Yeah.
Right. Like, so I feel like
You're
everyone
only
should
mad
act.
because you care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also the longer it plays out, like I've disassociated from it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's gonna suck, obviously, if he goes somewhere. It's not Houston. I would say you got to. I think the Cubs. I mean, like,
You think he's going to fall
I
back
don't
on that
know.
offer?
I don't.
Isn't there an offer from
Wrigley's
the Blue Jays?
deep in left.
Yeah, Wrigley is deep in left.
You know what? You know what I think happens. Toronto comes over the top and overpays.
There seems like they're making moves. Like they're
well,
trying to
they
go
keep
for it.
trying. They just keep being
The
they're
AL East-
always the
AL
bridesmaid.
East is tough. I mean, they got Scherzer,
Yeah, I mean,
which isn't,
he's like 50. I've said
Who
that.
else?
He's gonna
Did they
throw
get a
game one
position
against
player
us.
too? Oh, they got
They got Santander.
yeah, Santander. I'm over it. I just feel like if you wanted to be here, why would you not sign already? It's a valid point
That's
to
valid.
be angry about. He made it very clear when the offseason started that he was leaving all of this in Boris's hands. I think Bregman really cares about the city. And
there's no question about
there's
that.
no question about it. I think he definitely wants to be here, but I think he was trying to do himself a service of, I'm gonna let Boris handle this, so I don't make an emotional move that costs my family money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I was in Bregman's shoes and I'm like, yeah, I want to play for Houston, and if it was up to me, I might take a contract for less than I'm worth. So I'm gonna leave this up to the professional to handle.
Yeah.
And he's putting his trust in Boris to get it done.
Well, also I think like we don't know. When I say we don't know, like as a fan base, we don't know how the sausage is made, right? Like you hear about it years later about relationships and X's and O's. I mean, I think everyone knew that Presley was not okay with the demotion, but he carried himself.
I think it
and
was
then
really obvious.
then you had Dana say his words, and then so like I think everyone thinks everything operates like a video game, but it's not. Like it literally just ooh, that's a good little thing over on IG. GM of the Blue Jays came out 40 minutes ago and said that adding to their team would be most likely via trade.
Sounds like they've given up on the. I mean, it might fall back to where Boris and Bregman are kind of like looking at their options, and Dan Brown and Jim Crane are just sitting here like,
Okay. Also, if there's Roy, I agree. Really, yeah. If you come back, there's going to be a faction of the fan base that's going to be very irrational to the signing in the sense of like, oh, I don't like him anymore.
Yeah,
and then
so
it
do you
takes
think-
one
do you
home
think-
run and
Yeah.
spring training and one highlight, and everyone's going to be back on board. But the other side, too, I don't think any long-term contract when you're over 30, depending what player, it's not going to age well at all, right? Like,
Yeah.
we all know that. But if you can maximize your win probability in these next 3 years, I don't give a shit about the last 3 years of the contract.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if
I'll worry
there's
about that when we get there.
a future us problem,
Yeah.
if you can, I mean, the goal should be in the next 3 is one more. And I think they have the arms to do it. I think you have the pedigree to do it. Obviously, there's something out west with deferrals that is going to be in your way for the next decade. But I'd rather face that problem.
Luis
But I'm
Robert
at
needs to be an Astro.
I'm at 20%.
20%. I think it's between the Tigers and Astros. I could agree on that. I think realistically, the Tigers, if the Blue Jays are out, I think the Tigers are the last competition standing for a 6-year contract.
Well, Greg, I mean, I can't speak for LeMahieu. I could say that number 2 is has that Mamba mentality gene. Like, we've been around him. I was at a gala where 2 pulls me aside and just talked through to himself. He just needed someone around and talked through this whole thing. And he goes, "Okay, I figured it out. I found it." And then that next week he hit like 600.
Yeah.
And like, so like that guy,
You
that
want
never
that
turns
guy.
off.
You want that guy on your
You need that guy in the foxhole. That guy, like, 2's just obsessed. He's obsessed with being great. He's obsessed with winning. Obsessed with all of it.
I fully
It'll
believe,
fall off, like, because as you get older, right?
Yeah.
But that obsession gene's never going away. And I sound very back of the baseball card saying this, but
No, I
being
think,
around
I think
it-
there's a place for that. You need at least 1 or 2 of those guys in your clubhouse. You need a glue guy. Let me ask you this: if the Astros had Matt Chapman on this team for the past few years instead of Bregman, are they as successful? You have a guy statistically on paper. Not that I'm knocking Matt Chapman. I don't know about his clubhouse impact. I just don't think it's what Bregman's is specifically with this team.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have a guy that like contributes statistically the same, but they don't have the leader in Bregman, do you think they're as successful?
No.
Because it's been him and Altuve
Yeah.
have been the glue holding this winning. Everybody talks about the winning culture in Houston. Altuve's not the guy. I mean, he leads by example, and I pray he probably has the quiet conversations with guys. But Bregman is that guy that is outwardly leading that clubhouse. And
Yeah.
I think it'd be worth keeping that for, he's going to have a bad year in his 36, 37-year-old years. Okay, like, I'll deal with that later.
And I just go back and you shouldn't operate in the sense of like, as an ownership group and as a front office, you won the Jordan contract extension and you've won the multiple Altuve extensions. And my theory was always you could lose and actually pay these guys.
Yeah.
With Tucker and Breggs on extension talks when it was happening. I was like, if you then zoom out, like, it's all kind of even in the wash if you paid Tucker and you paid Breggs when we were having that conversation.
Yeah.
Because you won on the Jordan contract and you won on the Altuve contract. So
completely won on those two. You looking at his career, what they have paid and are planning to pay Altuve for his career, for his production, is a steal.
Yes.
I mean, he could have easily held out and gotten like 300 million from somebody, 400 million. Like, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I mean, greatest, the GOAT.
It's dark in here all of a
I just, man, I don't know. I'm interested to see where it. I still just feel like Houston is gonna win in the end because I don't have a child. I don't have a kid, so he's about to have child number 2.
Yeah.
You got to think your doctors are like here. Like, there's a lot of other variables on the
you think
human
his
side.
family, wants to.
So I don't know.
At some point-
Anywhere he goes or he comes back, like I'm still rocking with 2. Like,
Do you? I mean, we've hung out with him. You know him a little bit. We obviously don't have inside. We're not sharing inside information right now. But do you think Bregman has had a tough conversation with Boris yet, or do you think he will soon?
oh, I'm sure he's on his ass.
You think he's because he talked about letting Boris handle all this, but do you think at some point Bregman has gone or is going to go to Boris and be like,
I'm
make this shit happen? Like,
I'm sure.
do you think he has already,
Yeah.
or do you think
you
he's
would
waiting
think.
it out?
Well, also it's kind of weird because when you have one agent in charge of all the free agents, like it felt like Soto had to happen for everyone else had to happen, and then
Yeah.
now you're so point like you needed Alonso to happen to figure out because
I mean,
Alonso's
there's-
teams were the teams that Bregman are like those
Yeah.
teams are in on Bregman, so you got to wait for Alonso to happen, and now you're like okay now that like so the waiting side I get. It just happened to be it wasn't like all the free agents were spread across with other agents and like you got the fury of all these things happening in 1 week. No, when one guy owns the entire marketplace, like that's how it slows down. So
Yeah, I was just looking. I don't. Is there anybody left?
G-Rod, I am so excited about Cam Smith.
I'm very excited about.
I loved him at Florida State. I mean, he like single-handedly took him to the College World Series. Like
Here-
he's a specimen.
Here's my thought. If Bregman comes back and you're talking about the future and Cam Smith, we talked about you think Cam Smith moves to the outfield.
I think he's your future right fielder.
But if he is your third baseman or Bryce Matthews ends up being a good infielder, with Altuve moving around and potentially like playing mostly DH later in his career, do you think Bregman ever like moves to second? You think that's ever a potential
yeah.
for him?
I could see that.
Because I think he has the range.
Yeah, I mean the glove plays like the
Yeah.
glove plays. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cam Smith is just. I mean,
I think he has right fielder written all over him.
I think he's just. Could he play third? Hell yeah. I think he'd play a damn good third. I just think he's so big that he needs to play right field, and the guy's he's gonna. I wouldn't use the word special, but I want to. Like I legit have. I knew the Astros were going to get him because it was not the early rounds, and I'm like, this guy is so good.
So available free agent position players left on the table.
Jorge, that's a great. I'm going through the YouTube comments that you pulled up.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't understand why fans take things like this personally. Breg's clearly wants to be paid a certain amount. Wouldn't we all want to be paid what we think we are worth?
Yeah.
100%. That's where I'm at.
It's only been like in the grand scheme of his life, this couple months is worth the wait and is a small dot on like he's trying to set himself up and his family up for he's trying to get a contract for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have to worry about this pretty much ever again until maybe he signs a couple short contracts. But like he's trying to set up his family for the rest of his career. He's gonna wait as long as it takes.
Also, if say in this random scenario in the next 4 or 5 years, like if you're so worried about paying that amount on the back end of the contract, but you may move, you may make a move to sell to someone else.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be someone else's problem to pick up? Like, wouldn't they
true.
pick up that bill?
Yeah. Yeah. That's something to think about. All right, free agent. And I'll just say position players left on the board. I'm just going to kind of scroll down here. Joey Gallo, Jason Hayward, Enrique Hernandez, Ty France,
So all like
Brandon Drury.
24 to 25 player like on the roster.
Yeah, James McCann,
Oh.
JD Martinez,
Hmm.
Justin Turner, Anthony Rizzo, and then Alex Bregman.
Yeah,
so
he's the only one.
he's the last big piece. Anthony Rizzo is the only closest to him as far as previous AAV, but he's not going to get.
You know who's-
obviously not going to get that again.
You know who's really probably kicking himself is Alonso, because he turned down that extension. What was it, like 170?
Yeah.
He's only in.
But I do like his contract, the way it's structured with the opt out.
Mm.
If Bregman doesn't come back to the Astros, I like Alex Verdugo at a good price to help out in the outfield. I really don't. But I'll take it.
I don't
I don't
mind
hate it, but
Verdugo.
it depends on the price.
Yeah, it depends on the price. I actually, dude, Volvera playing with Verdugo in Minute Maid Park would feed generations. Like,
All right.
Like-
You might have sold me on that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking of, is Big Ben taking right field every day this season? I don't think so. I think he has the most to earn in spring training. I think he can earn himself percentage time playing in the outfield with his play at spring training. Will Ben Gamel outperform Chaz this season? No, I don't think he will. But I do think he.
I love me some Ben Gamel.
I do too. I do think he could present more value than Jake Myers. It's tough because Jake obviously has the defensive value. But if Ben Gamel's offensive value is starting to outweigh Jake Myers' defensive value, then you start thinking, all right, do we place Chaz? Because Chaz is also great defensively. So do you place Chaz in center and put Ben Gamel in right and move things around? I think the outfield definitely has the most is the most uncertain thing going into the season and figuring that out with spring training.
I have a take. Ben Gamel doesn't shatter his leg. We're at least in the ALCS.
He comes through.
I just the fan
with all those opportunities with the bases loaded against the fucking Tigers. I'm sorry.
the fan fiction in my head, the fan fiction in the head for Ben Gamel. I'm just like, he can't do no wrong. Like,
Yeah.
he's
Honestly, like he's probably only going to hurt his reputation in Houston. Like, I just think he's not that player. Like, he had a really hot streak in limited playing time in Houston, which was awesome for us.
yeah.
But I think we're going to see the more like regress to the mean Ben Gamel, which is probably going to be solid.
That's
but I think he's going to hurt.
It's gonna hurt the fan fiction in my head.
I think he's gonna. I think we're gonna have some time in May where he's getting called for his like. Why the fuck is Ben Gamel taking that at bat? And like people are gonna turn on him. Unfortunately,
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be like a day game on a back to back on the West Coast,
Yep.
where it's like a 2 p.m. 3 p.m. start, and the Astros drop a game late that they should win, and like they're like, oh, fucking Ben Gamel struck out with he was 0 for 3 today, and like
yeah.
that's when it's gonna happen. Roy said, "Let me just say right real quick that it's super suspicious every time there's a pod." Just tossing that out for y'all. I really, if it drops this weekend, then that is just happenstance. Like,
That's true. Things keep happening as soon as we
things
we have a
do.
pod.
You know what it is? It's the rally mustache. I'm going on a mustache strike.
Yeah, you're gonna shave it when Bregman signs.
Yeah, with the Astros. If he doesn't sign, with
We
the
said no.
Astros-
We said you were gonna wait till
I'm gonna wait till opening day.
opening day. You're gonna
I
go to
did.
opening day. We're gonna get some pictures of you at Minute Maid Park with that stash
Okay.
and a jersey on. What's up, Viva Houston? I wish we could have gotten Pete Alonso.
I think Christian.
Once you
Walker-
got, I think Christian Walker is going to have a
dude.
hot take. Christian Walker has like 2 or 3 more WAR than Pete Alonso has this season. I think Christian Walker's about to have one of the best seasons of his career in Houston. I think it's just everything lines up. You got the Crawford boxes. You have a good infield around him to elevate his defense. I think he puts up like 7 WAR
So
this season. Let me see what his peak.
that's a crazy take, but I'm here for it. The problem for me, my entire life, like certain words like trip you up, like spelling, like February trips me up. I always misspell it.
Yeah.
Christian, I always misspell. I always forget that I back there.
Oh, Christian.
Yeah.
Valid.
I need to. There's going to be a lot of
and then
tweets.
when
that
you're
are
talking
all
about
caps.
Javier, you get real tripped up. I bet.
Oh, Javi put. You thought your Kitty threw me in a blender, and we're finally
Yeah.
I finally nailed his name after he's not even on the team now.
Yeah, I know.
Javier and
spelling Christian with
this
without the H.
This is gonna be my Vietnam, especially in all caps. It's gonna be just a.
So last season, Pete Alonso played 162 games. Christian Walker played 130 games. What do you think their WAR was?
I would say Alonso was probably 3, and Walker was 4.5.
They were both 2.6.
Wow,
I'm
not good at.
I don't think it was and I said WAR specifically because of Christian Walker's defense. I'm not saying that Christian Walker is going to hit more home runs than Pete Alonso. I don't think that's happening, but I do think he provides more value than Pete Alonso does. I think Astros fans are going to be very surprised. Christian Walker had 26 bombs, 84 RBIs, and just excellent defense last year.
His barrel percentage last year was 13.3.
Christian?
Damn.
He had 36 bombs and 33 bombs. I think he's going to hit over 30 bombs, 100 RBI, like a high 800s OPS with Gold Glove defense. He might, now that Tucker's off the team, he might be the best overall all-around player on the Astros next year, defensively and offensively. Obviously, Jordan is Jordan, but
I think, yeah. I mean, that's why I want 2 back so bad. Your lineup is so deep.
If you have an infield of Bregman, Pena, Paredes, Walker,
Diaz behind the dish,
and you have all these ground ball pitchers like that. Like, you win games. That's going to win games.
You have Altuve left.
Altuve
big guy
can
DH.
handle left enough.
I think Chaz is going to have a bounce back year. You have platoon with Gamel as well.
I don't think Jake Myers
just go play. Jake Myers just go play elite defense.
Junior said, should I put money on Jake hitting the first home run of the season again? No. You should not.
Hit me with the boop, 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 and tell him Bregman resign. Yeah. Dude, I'm itching to do that.
I love that people know your boop 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 boops. I think it's gonna be first home run of the season is gonna be Christian Walker.
No, that's gonna be Isak, dog. He's selling out.
It's probably gonna be one of those two.
Also,
it might be a problem.
I'm worried. I'm a little worried that he's gonna
sell out for the
boxes. There's gonna be a growing pain. Once that front hip and that front shoulder starts flying open, it's hard to reel that back in. But elevate, celebrate, baby. I love it. I think we should trade Framber for Luis Gil. Actually, I would not mind that swap. A little worried about Gil's elbow.
Yeah. Is it Gil or
Heel? Yeah. Also, is there some? No, never mind. I'm not gonna put that out there.
Andrew said he's been running the Walker Bregman lineup in the show for fun, and they're unstoppable.
I love that.
I can believe that.
I love that. I absolutely love it. I do have something I'm about to. We may have to go across to Louisiana to do this, but they did post the odds for like Cy Youngs and stuff like that. So we can run that. Hunter Brown's like plus 2,800. I'm thinking about putting $1,000 down on Hunter Brown. That'd be like 28,000. Hold on, let me see. I'm not good at that.
It'd be 28,000.
That'd be $28,000 on Hunter Brown.
I'm really high on Hunter Brown.
What if I got like 5 people to pitch in to? Hold on. What if I got 4 people to pitch in $250?
I would probably go in $250.
Yeah, if you got like Each person would then get.
I mean, but like you, you keep bringing this up. You could also just put $250 on yourself and get the same payback.
So Framber Valdez is
Appreciate that,
plus
MK
2,000.
King.
Oh, Hunter Brown's down to plus 2,200. Okay, so if I put a
So odds have changed.
yeah, I went down. If I put 1,000, yeah, I won $22,000.
I mean, that's
You
that,
go
that's
in
a
with
slip that would make us go viral, if it hit for sure.
that's if you got a group, that's like 5.5.
Now,
for
would you
sure.
put a big City Wings bet on Chaz McCormick having a 770 plus OPS? Because
That's
I did with Junior, and I'm gonna hit it. I promise you.
Framber has a ton of value, plus 2,000.
I don't. I like Hunter's value more than Framber's.
Yeah.
I think Hunter's gonna have a better year.
All right, do you think you can
Altuve
guess the
first
top
pitch.
top six favorites for Cy Young?
Cole, wait, AL, right?
AL. So
Cole.
1 through 6.
Well,
Cole is 6.
Oh shit. Well, School,
Is 1.
yeah. I just blanked on all the top pitchers in the AL. Bieber's not on there.
Clue 2. The number 2 guy is on a new team via trade.
From Chicago. No, I keep thinking Dylan Cease. Crochet.
Is number 2.
Where did he go?
Boston.
Oh, I forgot. That was so
That was
early
so
in the
long
offseason.
ago.
He's number 2?
Yeah.
That's kind of
According
crazy.
to Bovada. 3.
3 is...
We had a strikeout prop last year. And smashed it.
Oh, Reagan's. Damn, he's already 3?
Yeah. Plus 800. 4.
Question, real quick, insert in this. Do you think Reagan's has a better year than Skeens? I think it could be
Yes.
sneaky.
Yes.
I think everybody would put their money on Skeens, but I think it
Yeah.
might be Reagan's. All right, so 4 is
A ghost. Ghost of Christmas Past.
fucking not like Gossman or anything. It's an older guy, right?
Yes. This is riveting.
I don't know.
DeGrom.
Oh, he's not gonna pitch enough for that.
And the 5th and final spot of the top 6 is Logan Gilbert.
Yeah. I'm surprised Gilbert's beneath Reagan's, to be honest. I feel like he has a more proven track record.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Interesting.
think that the 49ers are winning the Super Bowl? Put your money on it right now.
The Niners.
Do y'all agree a good buzz ball or a nice shot of fireball more? Oh, that's a good question for you. Not for me.
I'm not. I had Fireball was so popular in college. I'm very like.
You're out on it?
I'm so out on it because I had it so much in college.
Just like, what's the food place you go to all the time?
Canes.
Canes? Yeah, you're out on it.
Out on Canes and out on Fireball because of college. I do like
oh,
good Canes.
you know,
though.
you should have some gentleman spirits there.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think hits the first home run for the Astros this year? Let's end off on that question.
Ben Gamel. Of course.
You think Ben
No.
Gamel?
First tank. You got the big guy.
Gordon.
Who's throwing game 1 for the for the Mets?
That
who's their ace?
would be.
Is it
They
Mania?
just-
Is Mania their
No,
ace?
they got somebody, right? I thought they got a pitcher.
There's no way the Mets are just rolling out the same staff they did last year, right?
Did they get any pitchers?
Does anyone know the Mets
You
staff?
might be right.
Is Mania their ace?
It's either Manai or Senga. Who would start
Ooh,
game
Senga.
1?
Senga would definitely
Yes,
carve.
it's Mania, Senga, Montas, David Peterson, and Clay Holmes. They gotta get another. They're gonna have to get a pitcher. What sorority has hottest chicks? Why are we getting college questions?
Is there a scenario where Sean Mania's Chris Sale delivery wins him a Cy Young?
Because he switched it up.
Dude, that little
Interesting. Chazzy Fizz, first tank. Alex Bregman.
Actually, I mean Chaz versus lefty
Altuve,
would.
Jake. A lot of people on the Jake train.
Oh, they got Clay Holmes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's their number 5.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'll just say Altuve.
Who's starting game 1 for the Astros? It's Framber. Right?
It's Framber.
He's earned it. I would rather be Brown, but
I'm
put
so excited for Hunter Brown.
I
It's
would put-
not even funny. Dude.
I would put
like,
all the money in a bank account, which is not a lot, but I would put it all on Hunter Brown having a better year than Framber Valdez.
I'm a little worried about, and I think Chandler wrote it, the adjustments that everyone's going to make. Because the game's always, like, once the book's out, like, it's always changing, always. But if he starts off really, really hot, his stuff, that just means his stuff is dominant. Like, I mean, because they've had a whole year in offseason to prepare.
Hunter or Framber?
Hunter.
Yeah.
That if the league has made an adjustment on Hunter Brown in his first 2 months, he's doing what we saw down the stretch.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
I mean, I think he found he made the adjustment and unlocked what he needed to unlock after that, meltdown against the Royals. It was insane. He how do you see Arrighetti doing this year? He has a crazy take on Arrighetti. I think he's going to have a good year. I think he's going to have a similar year to Hunter Brown last year, maybe not as good, but he's going to have some struggles. He's going to make adjustments and end up with like a 3.5, 3.6 ERA.
Spencer Arrighetti gets Cy Young votes this year.
That's crazy.
I'll say it again. Spencer Arrighetti gets Cy Young votes this year.
So
men lie, women lie, numbers
is
don't.
Cy Young the one that has
so many
that you do 1 through 10, like MVP? Like he could get some like 9th place votes or whatever. Is that how that works? Or is it only
I don't
1
know
through
how that
5?
works.
If it's 1 through 10, I can see that. I think you can see he'd get him getting like a 9th or 10th place Cy Young vote.
Hunter Brown, people forget. 5 2/3, 9 punchies against Detroit when we lost.
I try not to think about. The more we get away from that,
We weren't good.
yeah.
I mean, obviously,
But we were good enough. We were better than
good
the
enough.
Tigers. They got hot, and the Astros could not fucking.
I'm so
They couldn't score any runs.
I like the further I get away from playing days, like I'm still like I'm very, I would say, pro analytics. But there's something about Uncle Mo and momentum, and that team was so hot, and then they wanted to win. They had a rallying cry in their locker room to get Hinch revenge, and they did. Like all the stuff that's not in a spreadsheet actually worked that series. Oh.
And then they fucking took it to Class A and almost went further. Kerry Carpenter.
And maybe like you have to flush it, right? Like you have to flush it. It was like kind of Shakespearean, poetic in the sense that how it unfolded in the 8th and 9th inning.
Yeah.
It was very Shakespearean. Like, well, so that's why you have to flush
Jason
it.
Hayward hit that rocket.
There would be schools named after Jason Hayward if a baseball finds its way quarter of an inch. Like schools would be named after him.
Quarter of an inch makes a difference.
Heyo.
All right. Let's
It's
end
usually
this.
me. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, usually the good one.
Where are we going to get some lunch today?
Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Super Bowl Sunday is coming up, and I need to pull up their stuff. But they actually just now brought up crawfish back and shrimp. Pumped for that. But their Super Bowl, if you're the big game, right? Everyone's doing something for the big game. Get your wings from Big City Wings.
You can go and like hate watch with Houstonians. We can all hate watch together.
And watch the commercial. Go for
I
the
just hope
commercials.
nobody wins.
10% off on $100 orders to go, and then the other specials they have, I'm trying to pull up, and I can't even have that on me right now. Damn, why can I not find this?
Yeah, didn't they have a? I saw a post they did with somebody about that.
Anyways, I'll tweet it.
We'll tweet it out. But I'm
Get them. I'm getting
craving
some
sourdough
dude.
sourdough burger.
I can't believe it's February. It's already crawfish season. Like,
The sun's out.
Sun's out.
We're
We're
happy.
outside, dude. We are outside.
Do you believe Punxsutawney Phil,
Who's that?
the groundhog?
His name's what?
Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog from like sees his shadow and all that. Did you not watch Groundhog Day?
His name's Pentatonics.
Boom. No, it's Punxsutawney Phil.
Is he a pope?
No, I think that's like the county or town
Oh.
that they're in, Punxsutawney. And then his name is
Did
Phil.
did he say that?
He said there's more winter coming.
Oh, brother, it's 85. outside
Yeah,
in February.
that's what I'm saying. I don't believe him. I don't,
30 boneless wings for $19.99. Big game special. I found it. Gridiron special, $24.99. Bud Light and Michelob 16-ounce aluminum cans, $3. Modelo and Pacifico pints, $5. Frozen drinks, $5. Big City Wings, big game special. Dine in only on Sunday.
all right. All right. You know,
Pentatonics Philip. That's an interesting name.
you want to know my Zinger Zang question of the
Ooh,
week?
your Zinger Zang question of the week.
Over under 40 home runs for Yordan Alvarez.
Under. Until I see it. I know he's my son. I have to see it. Wow. I
Can't believe you just said that. He's hitting
but
55
this is-
tanks this year.
this is where I'm at. Why pitch to him?
It's valid.
Why pitch to him?
It's valid. It's going to be cold Sunday. No way. It's already coming back? No.
What? This was fall spring?
I thought we escaped. It's not going to be cold Sunday. It's going to be like 66.
AccuWeather.
What are we talking about?
Dude, a Cessna reported missing over Alaska with 10 people on board. I'm not getting on a plane in a while, dog. Like, I miss...
Or you want to drive to spring training again?
Fuck. Shit.
Sophie's choice.
It
It is going to be down to
It gets cold
47
again?
next week. Thursday next week. Rainy and cold.
Oh, 54.
Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, over. You're on sitting 50 bombs. Calling it.
50?
He's in 50. He's having a big year.
That's a zing
He's in his
zang.
prime. You know that dude's only like 27? Like, he
That's
hasn't hit
true.
his
I just
prime
don't think
yet.
anyone's pitching to him.
Yeah, he needs, if he has good backup.
Shout out to Zing Zang, another presenting sponsor. We don't have the ad copy, so Zang or Zing,
Zinger Zang.
Zang or Zo. Zing Zang
Zip
is
Zop. Zip Zop.
Zing Zang. Zing Zang is the Zang you need in your life.
Nice.
Zing Zang. Get yours at Specs or HEB.
It's about to be good golf weather.
Apparently not, but
Uh,
I'm gonna be wearing Kobe Stevens lifestyle wear of all seasonal joggers.
I need to get me
jackets, hoodies,
some of that. We need
polos,
I need
hats.
to get me some. So I
We're
can
also
wear.
talking about doing an Apollo collection with him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're gonna have our own polos and stuff like that. So I'm super excited. But hopefully we get some news soon. Hopefully 2 comes back. Happy Jose Altuve Day. It is February 7th, 2/7.
Wow.
Jose Altuve
Great
Day.
point.
Saw that on Twitter.
Make sure you salute
Make sure you, yeah.
salute Daikin Park. We didn't even talk about this. I don't like the sign.
It's so fucking small.
Yeah, what are we doing?
It's the Michael Scott TV thing. The name is so
and the-
small on it.
It's so small. The graphic design is awful. We had this beautiful, like, talking about the whole, like, the whole
The
movement,
aesthetic?
the whole movement in graphic design to go to this, like, from this, like, cool, like, artist stuff to the, like, the slimmed down corporate logo.
Minimalist.
Yeah, and we're just turning our beautiful stadium downtown Houston into this embodiment of blah.
I'm glad you're sitting down. Have you seen the new Hooks logo?
I have. I don't hate it.
I love the logo. I just missed the little cartoon guy with the
Yeah.
with the word art eyes.
I do hope. I mean, I'm assuming the mascot's still staying around.
You know that
It is a way better logo than Daikin, though.
that logo with the guy with the eyes and the hooks looks like the little paperclip from
Clippy.
old. What was his name?
Yeah, Clippy.
Huh.
He'd help you. Help
Yeah,
you format your essay. Or whatever.
He helped, dude. Windows 98. That guy
Yeah.
helped me with everything. And then I would tell my parents, and then I look like a genius.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just the computer telling me what to tell my
The
parents.
original AI, some would say.
Ooh.
Yeah. Original Chat GPT.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't like it. I'm hoping they change it. Did you see my post where I fixed the logo in like 5 seconds on my phone?
No.
I immediately look at all the spacing there and the logo.
Okay. That is yours?
And then that's mine. It's
Yeah, you cleaned it up. Yeah.
I don't know why they have that's what makes it look so small, because it has so much spacing.
I'm
getting nerdy about it, but
I drove by it today, and I mean, like, there's a lot of people up in arms with the name and everything. I'll always call it the juice box because it was a cool ass name.
It really doesn't have that much of an impact.
It looks so small. It's like Michael Scott with the.
I need to see it at night with it lit up. How it looks.
Ooh, that blue could pop.
The blue. I do like the
blue
color.
pops.
I think the colors could be cool. It is weird though that the park part is black, and that's how it is on the LED sign. And I'm like, I don't know what that's gonna light up like.
Oh, because we'll just see Daikin, and we won't see Daikin Park.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like a darker blue or something, like a black light on the color looking thing. I don't know, man. New City Connect thoughts. When do they drop? They drop.
I don't know.
They said March something.
They've had this pretty buttoned up because I haven't heard any.
That's true.
Anything.
Yeah, let me know if you get the leak because I want to see that shit.
I
hope it's. Some people have said it's going brick red.
I think they go white and navy. I still think it's going to be a space theme.
I feel like I wish they would not.
You can't do if it's space theme. You can't do red.
I know, so I don't think it'll be space theme. I think they're going to go into. Either they're going to go brick red or they're going to go maybe like a white and purple.
You know what the City Connect should be? Just like construction uniforms.
Because that's the whole fucking city.
Everything's just under construction.
Oh my god, dude. I-10's about to be under
construction.
We're about to have construction right next to us for the next 4 years.
This is a problem. The expansion is happening right by the office.
Yeah.
I was driven crazy from construction noise when it was just the main line of the plumbing.
We might have a problem trying to do podcasts here when they're like,
oh my god,
building an entire highway like 200 feet to our left.
I didn't even think about that. They're building it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's gonna be. I think white and brick red. I think it's gonna be a brick red thing, especially because the clubhouse hats. You see that brick red this year? You see that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they're brick red clubhouse hats.
I hate the brick red.
I don't hate the brick red. I hated the pinstripes.
I hate the pinstripes. The pennies are the worst.
I don't hate the brick red as much. We have one up there. You can't see it.
One of my favorite is the alternate, the black uniform to the brick red.
Yeah.
This is how great we just have a Luke Scott jersey going, like a signed Luke Scott.
The white. I think it's gonna be something like this: white and brick red. I don't think it's obviously not gonna be the same because it needs to be unique. But like, I think it's gonna be like a white brick red.
Talk about knowing ball. We just have a signed Luke Scott jersey.
Dude, Luke Scott had
didn't Pops
sweetest.
Pops?
Yeah, he brought that. He had the sweetest left-handed swing you've ever seen in your life, outside of King Griffey Jr.
And that's the real ass jersey because they're heavy as shit.
Yeah, it's heavy as fuck. It's a.
Imagine playing at the old South Oklahoma field. And it was like 200 degrees because they didn't have a roof.
Yeah.
Wearing those ass uniforms.
Oh my god,
heavy, dude, and sweat in the middle of summer. Ugh. No wonder why we never won. We were playing in freaking sauna suits.
Oh yeah, there's the whole 25 years thing. The train's turning 25 years old inside the stadium. The stadium's turning 25 years old. There might be something with that. Astros need to cheat again to win.
I'm
sure.
Yeah,
I
just
don't care.
win.
Win.
Just win.
But yeah,
Just win.
I think that's it for us today. There's not a whole lot more to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, spring training's about if you're going to spring training, let us know. We'll give some recommendations. We've done 4 tours there. Yeah, hit the subscribe button while you're here. We're trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. I think we're at 13.8.
We're about to hit
14,000. So Huge.
On the road.
If you're going to, if you're a hockey fan, the boys have been putting out hockey content. If you're a basketball fan, the basketball's been putting
Saturday,
basketball.
tomorrow, we
There's
have a watch party at J Bar M for the Rockets Mavericks game. Stoney's going to be there, very sad. We're going to see what this new Mavericks team looks like. And hopefully it's a great opportunity for the Rockets to turn back their losing streak they've been on.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good time. We're going to have some good barbecue. We're going to watch some basketball.
Some b-ball. I think I'll be there.
I'm going to be there for a bit, for sure.
I'll be there for a little bit.
But, you know, all the rest of the guys are going to be there. I'm filming more short film stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
Driving around
dude,
downtown.
You guys are just shooting a film. It's so crazy. Like, insane. Also, just like everything I'm seeing now on television, I'm just like, how did it, like, we shot 5 hours.
Oh, it's crazy. Once you start looking into like how that stuff happens,
Yeah.
and then you watch something and you're like, that scene took them so long.
So like the shows like Big Brother or like probably like Love Island where a new episode comes out every day, like their production team is insane.
Yeah,
They like churn out an episode
literally like Love Island, like
the
watching
next
that,
day.
I'm like, I don't know how the editors like handle that. A lot of it
they
is live,
probably
I
go
think.
schizophrenic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, that's it. We'll do a show next week.
Yeah, if anything happens, we
We'll
will
do an
we will hop
emergency
on
show?
an emergency show from home or something as soon as we can. Yeah, big things planned for spring training, big guests plan, big sponsors plan, hopefully. But
Yep. Peace. Love you guys. Go Astros. Watch baseball.